All right, we got a war brewing in sports cards, and it's going to be entertaining. It almost feels like the browser wars of the late 90s. So we've got Fanatics Live, Whatnot, TikTok Live, eBay Live, and Walmart. I'm going to walk through each of those and what I think is going to happen, and also some wild predictions on what some of these companies could do. So, first off, we've got Walmart. Nobody thinks Walmart's cool. Nobody thinks of them really for sports cards. I think Walmart, it's $1 trillion market cap. They're trying to obviously embrace live selling because it will grow them. They'll grow the company 5, 10%, whatever the number is. Who knows? Could even be a third. And they just want to embrace it. And so, like, if they fart in this space, if Walmart just farts in the sports card world, 50 billion, it's like a rounding error or an investment. It's going to be like a tsunami. So, I'd watch out for that one. They aren't cool. It's like Walmart's the place you go for like cheap toothpaste. You know what I mean? So we'll see. TikTok Live's interesting. Obviously, they do breaking, and it's a big platform. They have their own challenges, political, geographical. I'm not sold on TikTok and sports cards. It just doesn't. It just doesn't fit to me. Doesn't feel right. Walmart. Sorry, not Walmart. Whatnot is the upstart. They've got $5 billion valuation, and man, they are just messing things up left and right, just making bad decisions, growing fast. They got the turtle strategy with media, just ignoring all the bad decisions they've made. Honestly, I think Whatnot's going to turn into Craigslist. It's a place where you could still buy and sell and possibly get murdered. Like something is really bad is going to happen on Whatnot. It's going to happen live. I think that they get overtaken by Fanatics Live within a year or two. I'll talk about that in a minute. eBay Live. eBay's a monster, but they're kind of like a dinosaur. It's like an Internet 1.0 company. They've got the reach, they've got the scale, but their tech has sucked until the last year or so. People like Whatnot have just blown past them. So they got the money. I mean, it's a $40 billion company. Should be interesting to see what they do. I don't know. It could be interesting. I'll talk about Fanatics for a second. So Fanatics is a $31 billion company. The card portion of that's like 1.5. Fanatics Live is much higher quality. They focus on breakers that have been doing 40-hour-a-week streams that can be referenced, and they're not like a flea market like Whatnot, which is going to bite them. So I think they pass Whatnot just on the quality metrics alone. They'll probably pass them on revenue per minute or revenue per hour or whatever metric they're using as their North Star. They'll beat them within a year or two. And so that leaves us really with it's Fanatics Live versus Walmart versus eBay. And at that point, it's all about alliances. Who is PSA aligning to? They're another big player in the space. If I was Fanatics and, I wanted to do something interesting, I'd come up with some sort of agreement with Whatnot where, with Walmart, where, you do something with the cards, maybe Whatnot does some joint breaks with Fanatics Live or something like that. And you come up with an agreement on the merchandise side of the business, which is like $15-17 billion business, where you could eke something out with Walmart on the lower end with, some of the licensed merchandise. It could be like a quid pro quo type of thing. I haven't fully thought that out yet, but it feels like Fanatics and Walmart are like alliance worthy to me. I don't think that same alliance is going to happen with eBay. I think they're just straight up competitors. But it's interesting. Fanatics, they own the licenses, they own the supply chain and distribution, and they're the ones that are making the inventory to make all of these places run. So that's another tick in the Fanatics column. So I don't know. Let me know who you think is going to win. These 5 players. 24 months from now, who's leading the pack in terms of revenue per hour or revenue per minute? That's the metric I'm going to use. If I ran the business, that's what I would want. That's what I'd consider to be the most important. Let me know who you think is going to win. But that's my take on it for now. It's going to be very interesting to watch. There are some other networks like Rick Probstein's Bid, or maybe now it's called Snipe. Could be interesting, and there's the Loops of the world and stuff like that, but this has crystallized into 5 players, and if there are alliances or mergers and acquisitions, it could get squished even more. So be very cool to watch. Thanks, everyone.